The British coastline is a place of wild beauty and constant change. It's where the land meets the immense, powerful ocean. For centuries, we've looked to the sea with wonder, catching glimpses of the creatures that call it home. Whales, dolphins, porpoises, collectively known as cetaceans, are the intelligent, enigmatic giants of this underwater world. But recently, a deeply troubling pattern has emerged along these same coastlines. More and more marine mammals are being found washed ashore, stranded and helpless. They appear on our sandy beaches, rocky coves, muddy estuaries, far from their deep-water habitats. Stranding isn't new, but the rising frequency is sending shockwaves through science and the public. It's a silent alarm, a distress signal from the deep. A life-or-death crisis out of the water. So what exactly do we mean when we talk about a stranding? In the simplest terms, a stranding occurs when a whale, dolphin, or porpoise finds itself on land, unable to return to the water. These animals are perfectly adapted for a life in the ocean, streamlined for swimming, skin designed to be in water, entire biology geared for 3D aquatic life. The moment they are out of this environment, the clock starts ticking. Being out of the water is catastrophic. Buoyancy supports massive weight at sea. On land, that weight becomes crushing. Internal organs can be damaged. Breathing becomes very difficult. The evidence for this growing crisis is not just anecdotal, it is starkly visible in the data collected by dedicated organizations around the UK. For years, the number of cetaceans stranding on British coasts hovered around 100 annually. We are now consistently recording over 300 strandings each year, a threefold increase that cannot be ignored. The common dolphin has been particularly hard hit. Data from the Cornish Wildlife Trust shows a staggering 800% increase in common dolphin strandings in the region over the last decade. This is an unprecedented rise for a single species. Seeing these intelligent and social creatures wash up on our shores in such numbers is a clear and urgent warning. When scientists investigate the causes behind this surge in strandings, they find a complex web of interconnected factors, many of which bear the unmistakable fingerprint of human activity. Chemical pollution from industrial runoff, agriculture, sewage systems introduces a cocktail of toxins into the marine food web. These substances, such as PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls, accumulate in the blubber of whales and dolphins over their lifetime. High levels of these chemicals can suppress their immune systems, making them more susceptible to diseases, and can also interfere with their ability to reproduce. Another major culprit is physical pollution, especially plastic waste and discarded fishing gear. For cetaceans, entanglement is often a death sentence. It can cause deep, painful wounds, lead to infection, and prevent the animal from swimming, surfacing for air, or feeding properly. Then there is the invisible threat of noise pollution. The ocean is not the silent world we might imagine. It is filled with sound, which is the primary sense for whales and dolphins. However, the noise from human activities, shipping, seismic surveys, military sonar, is creating a deafening cacophony underwater. This intense noise can interfere with their ability to function, causing them to become disoriented, stressed, even panicked. The rugged and extensive coastline of Scotland has become a particular hotspot for cetacean strandings, especially for dramatic, heart-wrenching mass strandings. In July 2023, one of the largest recent mass strandings occurred on the Isle of Lewis in the Outer Hebrides. A pod of around 55 pilot whales washed ashore on a remote beach. Despite a desperate rescue by locals and marine medics, only a handful could be refloated. Tragically, most died on the beach or had to be euthanized to end their suffering. Pilot whales are known for incredibly strong social bonds. When one member becomes sick or disoriented and heads for shore, the others often follow, creating mass strandings. Necropsies on the Lewis whales suggested at least one lead female may have been struggling to give birth. Her distress could have triggered the catastrophic chain reaction that led the pod into dangerously shallow water. Behind the headlines and the statistics are dedicated teams working tirelessly to understand and respond to every stranding event. These are the detectives on the front line of this marine mystery. One of the leading figures in this field is Dr. Rachel Lennon, a veterinary pathologist with the Scottish Marine Animal Stranding Scheme, or SMAS. For her and her team, a call about a stranding is the start of a long and often arduous process. They travel to remote and difficult-to-access locations, in all weathers, to perform necropsies on the deceased animals. It's grim work, but it is absolutely essential for uncovering the cause of death. Every animal is a biological treasure trove, she explains. During a necropsy, her team meticulously examines the animal, searching for clues. They look for signs of physical trauma, like broken bones from a ship strike, or the telltale marks of entanglement in fishing gear. They take samples of blubber to test for chemical pollutants, analyze stomach contents to see what the animal was eating, and check for parasites and infectious diseases. These scientists provide the crucial link between the tragic event of a stranding and the policy changes needed to prevent future incidents. The evidence they gather is used to advise governments, fishing industries, and conservation bodies. Their findings can lead to recommendations for changing fishing practices, such as using acoustic deterrents, pingers, on nets to warn dolphins away, or for establishing quieter areas of the ocean where marine mammals can be safe from harmful noise. The overarching threat of climate change is casting a long shadow over our oceans. A warming planet means a warming ocean. This has profound consequences for marine ecosystems. Even a small increase in sea temperature can trigger a massive shift in the distribution of fish and squid that whales and dolphins rely on for food, forcing cetaceans to follow into higher-risk areas. But one of the most hopeful developments has been the incredible rise of citizen science. Everyday people armed with nothing more than a smartphone and a passion for the coast are now the eyes and ears for scientists. Apps and hotlines make reporting easier than ever. Reports are sent in real time, giving exact GPS location, photos of the animal, and other vital details. That information is relayed instantly to experts, who assess the situation, and if the animal is alive, dispatch a trained rescue team quickly. A swift response dramatically increases survival chances. All reports, alive or dead, feed a national database. Researchers use this data to build maps of hotspots, identify which species are most affected, and track changes over time. The sight of a whale or dolphin stranded on a British beach is a profound and moving tragedy. It serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life in our oceans and the immense pressures these magnificent creatures face. The rising tide of strandings is not a mystery we can afford to leave unsolved. It is a direct reflection of the health of our marine environment, and the evidence points overwhelmingly towards a complex mix of human-induced threats. However, amidst the sadness and concern, there is also reason for hope. The incredible work of scientists, veterinarians, and volunteers on the front line gives us the knowledge we need to act. Furthermore, the enthusiastic participation of the public through citizen science shows that people care deeply and are willing to be part of the solution. Protecting these ocean giants is a shared responsibility. It requires action on every level. Governments and industries must take the lead in creating and enforcing policies that reduce our impact on the marine world. The choices we make as consumers also have a ripple effect that reaches far out into the ocean. These intelligent, social, and awe-inspiring animals are not just victims, they are sentinels. Their plight is a warning, but it is also an invitation to work together to restore the balance. By heeding their silent call and taking collective action, we can hope to turn the tide, ensuring that future generations can continue to marvel at the sight of a dolphin